trying to figure out which one must be an even integer. It all depends on what you start with. If n is odd and you add 1 to it, you get an even integer. But if n, I'm looking at this clue A, if n is even plus 1 is odd. So it just depends on what that starts with. And we don't know if n is even or odd, so that doesn't work. If you start with an odd and add 2 to it, you get an odd. But if you start with an even and add 2 to it, you get an even. So that doesn't work. It's got to work all the time. We want to make sure it's always in even integers no matter what. Same thing here. C, clue C. If n is odd and you square it, you get an odd. Like 3 squared is 9. You add 2 to it, you get another odd. Same clue C. When you square an even integer, you get even. Add 2 to it, it's still even. But it just depends on what n is. So this doesn't work all the time. Depends on what n is. Now this one, clue D, is going to work. Because if you take an odd number and you square it, you're going to get an odd number. But then if you add an odd number to it, it's going to give you an even number. So watch. Let's let n be 3. If n is 3, you got 3 squared plus 3. 3 squared is 9. Add an odd number to it, add 3 to it, and that gives you 12. If you take an even number and you square it, it's going to give you an even number. Add an even number to it, it's going to give you an even number. So D is your answer.